You are in a room with other people. It could be work, it could be home, it could be anywhere. Someone says something that feels wrong. Not loud, not dramatic, just wrong enough to make your body react. Your chest tightens, your stomach shifts, your face feels warm. You notice it right away. The feeling is small but clear. You think about speaking. The thought comes fast. You imagine your voice entering the room. You imagine the pause. You imagine eyes turning toward you. The air would change. The room would feel heavier, slower, less smooth. That small picture is enough. You decide to stay quiet. You look at your hands. You adjust your posture. You wait. Someone else fills the space. The moment moves forward. The room stays calm. No one looks upset. No one argues. After a few seconds, your body relaxes. The tight feeling fades. Silence feels safe. This happens in simple, everyday ways. A person repeats your idea as if it were their own. You hear it. You know it. You feel the urge to correct it. At the same time, you feel the risk. You might look defensive. You might look needy. You might look like you care too much. So you let it pass. The meeting continues. Nothing breaks. This happens in families. A comment lands in a way that hurts. It is said casually. It is wrapped in humor. You feel the sting. You imagine answering. You imagine the long silence that would follow, the change in mood, the heavy drive home. You choose quiet instead. The table stays peaceful. This happens with friends. A joke crosses a line. It touches something personal. You notice the shift inside you. You almost speak. Then you picture being the only serious person in the group. You picture the smile fading from faces. You laugh with them instead. The moment stays light. Later, you explain it to yourself. You tell yourself it was small. You tell yourself it was mature to let it go. You tell yourself peace matters more than being right. These thoughts feel reasonable. They calm you down. They make the choice feel wise. But under that calm story, something else happened. You protected your place. You protected the smooth surface of the group. You protected yourself from standing alone. Silence kept you safe from conflict. It kept you safe from tension. It kept you safe from being seen too clearly. Nothing dramatic happened. That is the point. The day continued, the dinner ended, the friendship stayed the same. Silence did its job. It kept things stable. Over time, your mind learns this pattern. Speaking can change the air. Silence keeps it steady. Speaking can bring risk. Silence brings relief. And relief feels good. It feels smart. It feels safe. Silence does not begin in the room. It begins inside. Before you stay quiet, something already moves within you. A feeling appears. It may be anger. It may be hurt. It may be jealousy. It may be fear. The feeling is simple. It is human. But it is uncomfortable. You do not like how it makes you look in your own eyes. You do not like how sharp it feels. So you soften it. You rename it. You tell yourself it is not a big deal. You tell yourself you are calm. You tell yourself you are above it. The first silence is not toward others. It is toward yourself. Jung spoke about the parts of us we push away, the parts we do not want to see, not because they are evil, but because they do not fit the image we prefer. We want to be fair. We want to be kind. We want to be strong. So when a small, ugly feeling shows up, we turn from it. You feel angry that someone took credit, but you quickly say it does not matter. You feel hurt by a comment, but you say you are not sensitive. You feel afraid to speak, but you call it patience. Silence protects your image of yourself. It is easier not to look at the raw feeling. It is easier to believe you are simply peaceful. It is easier to believe you chose silence because you were wise. Sometimes that is true, but sometimes silence hides something smaller and more fragile. It hides fear of rejection. It hides fear of conflict. It hides the wish to be liked. These are normal fears. Everyone has them. Yet many people do not want to admit them. It feels better to think silence comes from strength, not fear. It feels better to think you are calm, not worried. So the mind works quietly. It pushes the uncomfortable part down. It covers it with a nicer story. It moves on. And after a while, you no longer see the original feeling. You only see the calm surface. You believe that is the truth. Silence feels safer not only because the room stays calm. It feels safer because you do not have to face what moved inside you in the first place. After the feeling is pushed down, a new story appears. The mind does not like empty space. If you stay silent, it wants a reason. Not a raw reason, a clean one. A reason that feels solid. You begin to explain your silence to yourself. You say it was not the right time. You say it would not have changed anything. You say you chose peace. You say you were being mature. These thoughts feel calm. They feel organized. They feel strong. Nietzsche often questioned the stories people build around their actions. Not to accuse them, not to shame them, but to ask what those stories are doing, what purpose they serve. When you stay silent, the story protects you. It turns discomfort into principle. It turns fear into wisdom. It turns hesitation into control. You do not say you were afraid to speak. You say you rise above conflict. You do not say you feared rejection. You say you value harmony. The story makes you feel clean. It gives your silence a moral shape. It makes it look intentional. It makes it look like a choice made from strength. And sometimes it is. Silence can be wise. Silence can prevent harm. Silence can be thoughtful. But the story does not always ask, what moved you first? It does not return to the tight chest. It does not return to the fear of eyes turning toward you. It focuses on the final picture, the calm version of you. This is not lying, it is organizing. The mind prefers order. It prefers meaning. It prefers to believe that actions come from clear values, not from small human fears. Over time, this story becomes automatic. You no longer see it forming. You simply feel certain that silence was right. The explanation feels natural. It feels obvious. And because the story feels stable, you repeat it. Each time you stay quiet, the explanation arrives faster. The reasons sound smoother. The pattern becomes stronger. The story does something important. It protects your identity. It keeps you aligned with how you want to see yourself. Calm, rational, in control. You do not question the silence anymore. You defend it. And in that defense, the original feeling disappears even further. What began as discomfort becomes belief. What began as fear becomes principle. The silence remains, but now it feels justified. Silence does not end inside you. It moves outward. When you stay quiet, something in the room stays the same. The person who spoke keeps speaking. The pattern continues. The roles remain untouched. Nothing shifts. Machiavelli cared less about intentions and more about outcomes. Not what people meant to do, not how they felt, but what their actions produced. Silence produces stability. If someone takes credit and no one challenges it, that habit grows. If a hurtful comment passes without resistance, it becomes normal. If unfair behavior meets no response, it settles into the ground like something solid. Silence makes space for repetition. This does not mean speaking would fix everything. It does not mean conflict always brings justice. It simply means that when nothing interrupts a pattern, the pattern strengthens. Silence protects you from tension. It also protects the structure around you. It keeps power where it already sits. It keeps confident voices loud. It keeps quieter ones quiet. Over time, people learn what they can do without pushback. They learn who will not object. They learn where the limits are. Your silence becomes part of the system, not because you planned it, not because you wanted to support it, but because outcomes do not wait for intention. They form from behavior. When you stay quiet to stay safe, the group also learns something. It learns that comfort matters more than correction. It learns that smooth moments matter more than sharp truth. This creates a certain kind of peace, a stable peace, a predictable peace. No sudden clashes, no open challenge. But it also creates a quiet imbalance. Small, unfair things stack up. Small resentments settle in. Small parts of you remain unspoken. From the outside, everything looks calm. From the inside, something has been stored away again and again. Machiavelli would not ask if this is good or bad. He would ask what it builds. What kind of environment grows from repeated silence? Who feels stronger in it? Who feels smaller? Silence feels safer in the moment. It avoids heat, it avoids risk, but it also shapes the world you continue to live in. Most of the time, we already know this. We just don't like hearing it said.